Okay, for this bit of the podcast, Gary's here, and we couldn't let him go off to hospital without knowing his thoughts on the return of his favourite show, Call the Midwife. It's funny. It's not midwives you're seeing in hospital, is it?
I don't think so. Though
no.
If I do, I'll say hello.
There'll be some in the hospital, probably. But...
Yeah. If Charlotte Ritchie's there, she can come and visit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we haven't got long. So, what did you think of the return of it?
Do you want me to set it up, or
yeah, go do the setup because I think it's important.
You've got time.
There's a new sort of regime at Nonata's house. We've got Sister Ursula, who's been with them since they were in South Africa. Mm-hmm. It starts with the gang who were in South Africa coming back and realising that things have changed, and this new sister, she's a bit harsh. You know, she takes away the television, makes meal times a little bit less fun, and the big story in this episode was there was an unexpected mother, as you always have, whose husband had just come out of jail, and you learnt that he was a bit of a wrong 'un.
He certainly had gang ties, didn't he?
Gang
got
ties.
A new car and everything, you know.
He wanted his son was a bit sort of geeky, and he had like glasses and an eye patch, and he wanted his son to learn how to box.
His son reminded me
in the 60s.
His son reminded me of the kid out of Jerry Maguire.
I was thinking Maggie from Trapped.
Oh, we don't talk about Maggie enough. Okay.
The other thing was Sister Mary Cynthia. She basically went a bit crazy, didn't she? A bit cuckoo.
I thought this was a wonderful way to reintroduce both sets of characters. The spin-off series I'd like to see is Sister Ursula running the clinic with only the few midwives. Because obviously, you know, she must have really made herself unpopular in a very short space of time. They're clearly trying to make her that she's going to be the baddie, but equally she's also got a very logical and softer side to, you know, when she was interacting with the little boy, all throughout the episode it's like, no chocolate biscuits, no television, no fun, and yet when there's someone in need, all that goes out the window, which is the right way to do things. I don't know, I mean, a lot of people have said the only thing that I've read a few people saying the episode tied itself up a little too nicely.
A lot of them don't, do they? I mean, the only thing that was the sort of sour edge was that Mary Cynthia, the doctor said, she needs to go to this sort of community in Birmingham to help with her mental health, and then Sister Ursula carted her off to the mother house, as it were.
Don't you get the impression that nuns look after their own? I mean, this is kind of like...
But what I love this. As an impartial listener, I love this.
Medical care versus spiritual care, I suppose, was the argument. If she'd get better help from the community that Dr. Turner wanted her to go to, or from the nuns who haven't got the mental health training but have got the sort of spiritual guidance that she might need.
Sure.
Also, there was a couple of sort of subplots in there. Your favourite Charlotte Ritchie was learning to teach pottery.
Yeah.
Great Pottery Throwdown.
Yes, second series of the Great Pottery Throwdown. Mrs. Turner found out she was having a baby. Patsy got some news, didn't she, from her father had a stroke, he was paralysed, wasn't he?
I thought that was very interesting that they decided to bring in that little sort of riff between her and that nurse. You know, they're kind of like...
Elia, I think her name is.
Yeah, and I don't know whether perhaps we're going to come back to that, because it didn't take much for her to get off my bed, I want to go. You know, she had a very short fuse for that relationship.
Well, they had the thing where she lost her memory and couldn't remember who she was for a while, even though they were lesbian lovers.
What about the domestic abuse side of things? Was that...
I thought that was really well done. I thought that was well done.
I thought it was done really well. I mean, they did two parts. One, when he wanted to basically have sex with her when he came out of prison.
I thought they were
9 months pregnant.
Marital rape.
And then basically, instead of going to his eye appointment, the dad took the young boy to the boxing. And afterwards, when they brought the midwife and sort of stopped it, you know, and stuff like that, he locked his wife in a room, and she was about to give birth. And I think that was the better...
he put a lit cigarette out on her just before she gave him birth, hadn't he, as well? That was the thing. He was sort of suing for custody, even though he'd never had any relationship with his children. You know, she was trying to change the locks, and then they were saying she abandoned... she left the children at the police station, didn't she? And they were saying how she could be arrested for abandonment and stuff like that.